James here from GAMAFLARE, and we're heading straight into round 4 of the Porsche Cup at Adelaide. One of the toughest street circuits on the calendar, where commitment is everything and the walls are never far away. Let's get into it. And would you look at this? The green flag drops and it's absolute chaos into turn 1. Cars everywhere, drivers throwing bold moves down the inside, and somehow they're trying to go 3 wide through one of the tightest braking zones on the circuit. Welcome to Porsche Cup racing, mate. Once the dust settles, the gloves come off. Hugo Allen charges to the front, while Nico, Scholzy, Cooper Prout and Stefan McCartan go wheel to wheel in a relentless fight for position. Every apex matter, every exit counts, and nobody's giving an inch. But the drama was only just getting started. We've got contact before the lights even go out, strategy gamble through the pit window, and a race-shaking moment for Dion de Graaf. Adelaide demanded perfection, and this field was operating right on the limit. Now it's over to Davo and J-Man from Matchfit. They'll take you through every battle, every bump, and every big move. Then it's on to St. Petersburg, a street fight between concrete walls where one mistake can end your day in an instant. This Porsche Cup season is just heating up. Let's go racing.
Thank you, James, for that wonderful intro. Wrap up of last week's race at Adelaide. Welcome viewers, all of our faithful followers, obviously on YouTube, and to our Sky 83 viewers here tonight for joining us here tonight at Matchfit Entertainment on a Wednesday night for the Supercars NZ 2026 SIMBLACKS Porsche Cup. It is the final round. It is round 5 in this little short interim series, and we are at St. Petersburg. I am Davo, J-Man, always right across the desk from me. How are you doing, my friend?
Good evening, Davo. Good evening, viewers. Welcome back to Wednesday night racing here in the Porsche Cup Series here at Supercars NZ. This one here, Davo, looking forward to this one. Fantastic circuit. Probably over half of it is effectively a street circuit, and then they come back down onto effectively the runway, the airport here at St. Pete, or what appears to be an airport, but cool circuit. 2.9 kilometers, 14 turns. And you know, I was analysing the track earlier in the day, and interestingly enough, they come out of turn 9, and graphically on the map, they go through a big left-hand sweeper between 9 and 10, and they don't name that corner. So I have heard that people greet the wall down there at the no-name corner. Let's call it 9.5. Fantastic part of the racetrack up there once they make turn 4 all the way up to turn 9. Very technical. However, outside of that, relatively smooth sailing out of 9 down to 10, and then tightens back up at the back end of the lap with a big horseshoe at 13-14 to run down that front straight, which is the runway effectively, and yes. I think they'll treat it like that tonight. But hey, look, format-wise, we are under this one and only qualifying session here tonight. 15 minutes available to the session, so lots of drivers once again out there. Another big field here tonight, so good to see at the final round here of this SIMBLACKS Porsche Cup. And then we will get into it with Heat 1 being a very, very quick fire, 15-minute heat race, a reverse 10 after that for the 35-minute feature. Points on offer here tonight, slightly greater as per usual in the first one, and then the second one just a little bit less to offer. However, some good stats around the points. We do know that Hugo Allen, Davo, leading this one at 610 points. over McCartan's 510, and I think it would mathematically. We've had the Matchfit abacus out, gave it a little bit of a polish, and I think he'd have to DNF this one tonight to not get the job done here, and highly unlikely from the calibre of driver that Hugo Allen is, and very much the battle on though. McCartan, Prout, Sprague, that is separated by not a great deal. 510, 481 and 448 respectively for McCartan, Prout and Sprague. So I'm going to be super entertained with the numbers and the progression of those drivers throughout, not to mention Delaney, Howard and co further down. There's going to be plenty going on here tonight at Matchfit Entertainment. St. Petersburg, here we come.
Here we come, exactly, J-Man. Another, well, semi-street circuit, like you mentioned, they do run out onto the airfield. Yeah, Dunsfield just comes to mind. airfield. But a lot more walls here. But yeah, look, a nice little short breakdown of the points. So interesting stuff. Very short season here. A little bit of a bit of a toe in the water for the SCNZ boys with the Porsche Cup stuff. Not something they have done in the past. And yeah, just sort of feeling reading the room a little bit. You know, throwing it out there and just seeing what they get from it. And look, to be honest, viewers, anybody that's been tuning in the past 4 weeks, I don't need to tell you, it's been
a success.
It's been amazing. Over 40 cars over the 4-week period so far. It looks like maybe a slightly shorter field here tonight. For round 5, the final round at St. Petersburg. While we're here, we're just going to obviously thank all our sponsors. GAMAFLARE, of course, DSA, Architectural Design. We'll just throw that out there as well. SIMBLACKS, major sponsor. And again, welcome to our Channel 83 viewers and obviously our Matchfit fans. They are the important ones, as always. You guys, so remember to hit the like and subscribe button and hit us up in the chat box, viewers. If you are watching this somewhere else, you are on the wrong channel. You need to be over here at the source at Matchfit and get amongst it and hit the like button and support not only Matchfit but Supercars NZ in the process. J-Man, time is ticking already, under 10 minutes go, and we are starting to see some indicative times coming through already with Hugo Allen. No surprise, topping the board. Prout, Sprague, McCartan, who's had stellar pace throughout the series. Booth, Harris, Bade. I think that's just Sebastian in the server tonight.
We got Jensen on the chats there.
Oh, nice,
the bro.
nice.
So yeah, appreciate that, Jensen, and go well tonight, Sebastian Bade.
Absolutely
full of talent amongst the family there. So we wish him well out there tonight. But yeah, the cars really flying the curbs, and that was a little awkward. Sorry for Hugo Allen, just picked up there as a car had made the wall, and I believe that was up somewhere around. I want to say it was around turn 6, so yeah, around about turn 6 or 7, and that's going to be the danger zone here tonight. So we talk about these guys going out for this one and putting their best foot forward for the final round. There's a lot of points on offer, and there's a few close battles out there as well. So management and traffic is going to be key. Obviously critical. The reverse 10 as well, that's going to be a critical move for these guys. We had formerly seen a lot further, a lot bigger rotations of the grid, but if the data's correct for me, it is a reverse 10, not a reverse full field, so to speak. So be plenty of work to do for those guys that you see out there that develop a great race one. But Hugo Allen, as you mentioned, leading the way on 11.1, improves the time actually a little better that one round. McCartan in there on 11.3, 11.4 for Sprague, and Cooper Prout.
Yeah, McCartan just up a few positions just in his last lap there, so very quick for McCartan.
And I just got to commend you on the immediate announcement there. You know, there was actually Alex Sprague and Cooper Prout in one mouthful, and you absolutely aced it. I don't want to jinx you early, Davo, but you managed to crack that one straight away, mate. So well done.
Thank you.
As you mentioned, buckle up. The timer is running down. I can tell you, I've got some data that is lighting up. Cooper Prout, Magenta Sector 1, very, very good, and Micro Sector 2, 3. One more to go for Cooper Prout. What can he deliver? It's currently sitting there in their P4. He's about to cross the line. What does it do for Cooper Prout? And 12.5 that one. So that one fell away at the back end.
Yep.
So times are still looking good. Nico Scholes, he was a long way down early. He's just come up to P9 on a 12.0. He needs a bit more than that, and we'd expect a bit more from Nico, actually. Oh, there you go. 11.8. Spoke too soon for Nico Scholes. He goes P5. And this will be pretty hectic at the back end, Davo, with only 5 3/4 minutes running. And I'm seeing a lot of consecutive laps out there. So the tyre happy to do it. Yep. And the drivers equally so. Once again, welcome aboard to our YouTube viewers, but a special welcome to Face TV, Sky 83. It's always a pleasure to bring you the action.
Absolutely, J-Man. Look, we are already seeing some action on track, even in qualifying here. These guys really having to wrestle the cars, particularly around here at Petersburg, but particularly around that little first complex of corners there. Mm-hmm. A lot of sideways action going on there as they flip-flop through the walls there. So it is going to be exciting and very intense in the opening laps through that early series of corners there in the lap. So buckle up, guys. Final round in the SCNZ 2026 SIMBLACKS Porsche Cup. Here, I don't think this is going to be the only Porsche Cup series you're going to see out of Supercars NZ this year. They may have already opened up registrations for the next series, but we here at Matchfit do not have any details on that as of yet, but we'll keep you updated on our YouTube channel. So another good reason to hit the like and hit the subscribe button and hit your notifications at Matchfit Entertainment, because we will keep you up to date with everything going on. Ladies and gentlemen, time is ticking down quickly. Under 4 minutes yet to go, J-Man.
Yeah, it is winding down. I'll tell you what, Dan Harris, step up. I'm just scrolling through my data, through my app here, just to see where Dan Harris is in the championship, because it's a name that I'm not all that familiar with. And Daniel Harris, welcome to the chat. 11.3 to share the front row provisionally with 3.5 minutes to run with Hugo Allen. So watch that space. Davo is always full of surprises in the SIMBLACKS Porsche Cup at the moment. And you are right, my friend. I can tell you now that the schedule, the calendar, the format behind the scenes to go for the encore, the run it one more time situation, but let's do it better next time round, is well underway for the Porsche Cup series at Supercars NZ. So much is the success of this, like you said, dipping the toes. I mean, bring us some more information. Jensen Bade, who is this guy? But he's super quick. As Jensen tuning in on the chat, not familiar seeing Jensen on the chat. He's normally going real fast out there on the track, so I'm a little surprised. Now, what is that corner there? Okay, so I just picked up, there was a part of the racetrack, sorry to break away, it's almost a little bit helter-skelter there from J-Man, but I was looking for the corner, Davo, that was lighting up my attention, and it's actually turn 12. You watch the cars as they come around towards the final part of the lap, how close they get to the wall at turn, I think it's 11-12. It is super close. If there's not an absolute pick-apart list full of mirrors, right-hand mirrors down there at the end of each race, I would be surprised. But, hey, look, 11-0 is the number at the moment. So Hugo Allen just keeps laying the gauntlet down for these boys. It is super tight, though, after the fact. After we get that 2.5 tenths away, Dan Harris, Stefan McCartan, Alex Sprague, Cooper Prout, you're looking at 11.3, 11.3, 11.4, 11.5, and then 11.7 for Jared McLeod. Scholesy, 11.8. I would have been expecting a little bit more from Scholesy. We know he's got heaps of pace. I'll just have a look at his delta as we speak. Not seeing anything sort of too impressive. Miles Burgess on some personal best. Where is Miles Burgess sitting at the moment, Davo? Okay, he's well down the field. What does this do for him? Okay, brings him up to 27th spot. McNamara 25th. To see the Supercars NZ GAMAFLARE car out there. The 83 representing our partners in Sky. Hell's bells, Davo. It's only qualifying and it's super busy out there.
It's very busy, to be honest. J-Man, you're right. You're right.
We could be in for a long night here, my friend.
I can see it coming. I can see it coming. Another street circuit once again. Always delivers. That's Casey Sturrock actually just tucked in behind McNamara there. And again, I will say it. There's a couple of cars out there that really light my eyes up. This one in particular is one of them. Apart from the GAMAFLARE car, of course. But Sturrock's car there, very, very nice looking piece of kit there. J-Man, as that we have the checkers have dropped.
Mate, that is a wrap. That is a wrap. Hugo Allen, Davo, over Dan Harris. Yeah, fixed simulations. Stefan McCartan, Alex Sprague share the second row. Cooper Prout, Jared McLeod on row 3. Scholesy and Booth for row 4. Sebastian Bay, good effort there. And Matt K. Howard, they share 9th and 10th. So good looking field. Casey Sturrock and Sid Benjafer as well next to go. That is as far as my list wants to go, but I can tell you it goes further. Jed Adams, Logan Howard, Nick Aston, Leith Swinney, Jesse Simpson, Kyle Burke, Aaron Cunningham, Jonathan Turner, Dyson Freeman, Daryl Callan, Blake Greenhall. The list goes on, Davo. It is a stacked field once again. And, yeah, big applause to all the partners in Supercars NZ, including Matchfit, for such a great series that we've got to witness. And I think this one's going to go out pretty damn cool. I'll give it back to you as we await the start procedure.
Yeah, it won't be long now, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up. Here, round 5 here at St. Petersburg for the SCNZ 2026 SIMBLACKS Porsche Cup final round. Here, we will miss this, I think, J-Man, for a couple of weeks.
Intermittently.
Yeah. Well, the break will be good, but look, it has been terribly exciting. So, really looking forward to this being back on our screens, yours and ours, ladies and gentlemen, yours and ours. Let's just get the leaderboard just quickly tuned up there. So we've currently running gains or losses on the data there. We've got a green light, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Good launch from Alan.
Oh, Harris having to defend immediately from McCartan there. Sprague
straight away.
Sprague and Prout. J-Man. That's it. At it immediately. And so that little top 10 is highly agitated.
Ooh, Sprague looking to go down the inside of McCartan. He's still living there side by side. They have run the last 3 corners side by side. Still there. I think you'll find Sprague will prevail there, and he does. Just tucks him to fun. 50 versus 051.
Class act from McCartan, I must say, J-Man, to keep that car on side by side. No contact. Literally no contact. Unbelievable. Yeah, so class act from McCartan.
So yeah, I think Boothie and I'm not sure who the other one was, but there was an incident up the back. Inevitable with a field this size, there's always going to be a little bit of feeling off the starters. Who was that wagging the tail out of the corner? It was the number 8 car, and that was Cooper Prout, just really testing the rear tyre ability.
Oh, another change of position there was actually. So that was McLeod.
Yes.
So. Yeah, so very...
Settled down nicely early, actually, Davo. The guys,
Yeah,
for a technical circuit, have really just got down to their work here, settled it down. You know, race control did get lit up pretty early, but I think that was a pretty isolated event. And, look, just got to shout out now, Hugo Allen getting down to his work as they come through that very fast, no-name corner, turn up at turn
it's the left.
10 here. But
it's a left-hander up the back.
Like I said, I'm going to call it 9.5.
It's into the Bunnings car park there, clearly. But look, before we change the leaderboard there, you'll just quickly note there, not a lot of movement in the top end of the field there, J-Man. Alan Harris haven't moved from qualifying. Prout, McLeod and Scholesy either. There's only been that change with Sprague and McCartan. So very tidy stuff, like you mentioned. J-Man! And who is that? That is Alan into the wall.
Yeah, heavy contact with the wall. Yeah.
So just picking that up live there, ladies and gentlemen.
Bent the steering too, I think, possibly a bit of toe out the wrong places, and we talked about it with the point structure.
That was hard. That was hard. No need for replays there, ladies and gentlemen. You saw it live.
That is big. That is big. So Logan Howard gets a drive-through penalty for that incident off the start of the race. But more importantly, at the moment, that thing is crabbing. It has broken some stuff. We talked about the job that Hugo Allen has to do tonight with a 100-point margin over Stefan McCartney. He's really just got to go and bank some points. It's not all said and done here, but this. Well, look, this is ideal.
Lucky for him, it's only a 15-minute race here, but that car he's in. He's J-Man. He's had enough.
100%, and he'll be filthy on himself for that little unforced mistake, but. What it does is it relinquishes the lead to Dan Harris with a very hard-charging Alex Sprague right now, and that's going to set up for a great race here. You got to remember, it's only a 15-minute race, 11 minutes remaining, and we have got a treat here with the 22 and the 50 car going at it with a little air gap back to Stefan McCartan, who'll be just rubbing his hands together about the amount of points potentially he can make here, race one of the final round.
Absolutely, J-Man. And look, and he can be forgiven, I think, a little bit for the mistake there. It is that little opening complex of corners there that I did mention at the top of the broadcast. Very tricky stuff, and we've seen them snaking around. It's a bumpy circuit. There's a bit of change of direction, and we saw it there with Alan not being able to gather that thing up and making contact with the wall and having to get that car into the pit lane. Aaron Cunningham, we're just picking up on a quick sneaky little replay here. What's going on here? It's just nothing. Okay, so back to the action, J-Man. Daniel Harris. Who is Daniel Harris? I think we got a question in the chat box from Jensen Bade. He's damn quick, and yes, he is. He is now currently leading the race over Alex Sprague. Stefan McCartan, masterclass again. This guy is smooth as silk and getting it done. Loves a Porsche race. As I did see back a shot there. Some random wing mirrors just bouncing around on the track there. So I think
there'll be plenty of those.
Well, I think Prout is missing one. So
well, he's just sorry, mate. He's just rubbed the wall again as he came out of turn 9, and it might have been that 9.5 actually. To be fair, no, it was actually 9. And I was about to mention Sebastian Bade up 4 spots. So out of the front 5, it's been Sebastian Bade on the move, and he has got that thing quite nicely positioned at the moment, and he would have saw
Yes.
that. He would have just seen that little moment there that Prout had, and he'll just try and keep the pace on, the pressure on. He's got a very, very handy Nico Scalzi in the mirrors. It's got a little margin, around about 3/4 of a second, I think, on him as well. So he'll be just looking to build on this at the moment, just finish this one off, because, you know, albeit the race has just started, it won't be long before it's finished, given that it's a 15-minute sprint, as we just see Sebastian Babe tickle the wall up. And I believe that was coming out of,
I think it's 4 or 5 there.
Turn 4, yeah.
Yeah, so tricky stuff. So a little bit of on board there, actually, from Bade as he ran through 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, and clearly on the onboard stuff, you can see how bumpy it is, and they get right up on the curb into there, upsets the car, and they've immediately got to get the thing pointing in the opposite direction. And so, yeah, very, very tricky stuff.
Davo.
Yes.
Yep. Sean McNamara, Jared McLeod, Paul Martin, Nick Webster and co. So I was going to ask you, I was just going to pay a little bit of homage to a good friend of mine, Vaughan Martin, with his car, and I just want to shout out to him for the amount of effort that he goes into painting these cars. He does multiple paint jobs for multiple people, and this is, well, back a shot there's a bit going on. I'm not sure who that was with, but anyway, he does a beautiful job, and he's turned up once again with a different livery on this Martin's plastering car, representing a local business that he runs, but tucked in behind Sean McNamara, and he was holding off previously Jared McLeod. Jared's through, and yeah, just a shout out. That was a great little battle pack that I was watching just a lap ago, mate. So more of the action, though. Look at this battle at the front, Davo.
Yeah, look, McCartan and Prout.
Yeah.
Prout totally
He's in the
missed
wall.
his mark there.
Yeah.
Stefan, again, just the IQ of this guy. Seen him coming. Left him the
and
space. He knew.
And I talked about Sebastian Babe being in a good position, 4 positions up, and he was just sitting there right on the button, Davo, and he capitalised on that too, as Prout made the fence, made the tyre barrier softly, we'll call it.
He did. And here we go. We'll just get a quick replay of this, because he just tagged the back of Stefan McCartan there, but nice work from both drivers there to avoid what could have been, pardon me as I sneeze, a lot bigger incident for the top runners there. So nice work. Like you mentioned, Bade again,
And he's on the attack, mate.
Yeah, he's onto it.
On the attack. Yeah. So good position here, and this all bodes well towards the reverse 10. Yes, a little bit going on in the background, obviously off camera. So that's car 28's just received a unsafe rejoin, and got a wrap over the knuckles for that. So there is, for those of you guys that are out there supporting your drivers, there is other stuff going on. However, at the moment, with around about 5 minutes to go, it is very, very fitting to see these front two. I think Dan Harris now literally this is the biggest gap I've seen him have over Alex Sprague. And Sebastian Bade now still keeping the pressure on with McCartan, and I think these guys are definitely pushing the absolute limits. We're seeing them fly the curbs. They're moving under brakes and wriggling around. They are absolute maximum attack on this sprint race, because obviously they're not fuel sensitive. The tyre's good for it. The car operates with around about 30% tank efficiency, so they're definitely fuel limited at some point, but not on this one. Is that Davo? That's Nico Scalzi and Cooper Prout.
Yes,
so obviously
yes.
that's by way of obviously Prout having to hook reverse and join another battle pack, and this is a good little battle here. Scalzi's proved his prowess throughout the series. Hence, he is in third in the championship and currently fifth in this race. So he's going okay, but very conscious, I'm sure, that Sprague, who is only around about 30-something points behind him in the championship, is currently running in second position. 150 points on offer for this one, Davo. 10-point increments down the field is what it'll call. So, you know, you call it as you see it. He is now 10, 20. He's effectively 20 to 30 points lost in this one on Alex Sprague. So that just brings Sprague a little closer, and it makes a mathematical exercise for the final one. G'day, Yucko Vente. Good to see you tuning in to what is the finale, and it's a ripper, isn't it, Davo? They are going at it.
It is. We are winding down, though, so the boys don't have long to go in this race. Quick fire racing here at the SCNZ 2026 SIMBLACKS Porsche Cup. Final round here, St. Petersburg. Thanks, viewers. Thanks all our Matchfit viewers and our Sky 83 viewers here today.
Matt Howard giving Nico Scalzi everything and some to think about in this closing moments of this race, Davo. He is right there. Half a second the difference between those guys. Same with Sebastian Bate. He has not let Stefan McCartan break away with this one. There's the smallest margin separating them. Dan Harris at the top, though. He is managing to get that gap out just a little bit. It was heading towards the second. And where is our clock timer? We've still got 1:50 to go as they come across the line one more time. And they're going to see 2 more laps out of this one, Davo, based on 1:12 last lap round for Dan Harris. Both 12 zeros apiece for Harris and Sprague. 12-3 for McCartan, a 12-0 for Sebastian Bade. So he makes 3/10 in the lap. So he has got the bit between the teeth now, right on him.
Yeah, as he chases down Stefan McCartan. Stellar effort actually from Bade tonight. Has really stepped up. And made an excellent showing, final round or not. Get it done, nice work.
So Howard passed, is it? No, hang on, just let me have a look here. No.
Yes, past Scalzi, yes.
Yeah, got through, got that one done.
We'll get a replay of that. Oh, that's because Scalzi is backwards and off the circuit, J-Man.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, he gathered that up nicely. Look, just didn't lose too much out of that. Gathered it up, so he'll rue that moment. But well, very, very good save. And we just see the way that these guys are flying the curbs and the stiffly sprung Porsches, the way they land sometimes just disconnects that contact patch, and the rest is history.
Oh, yeah, they're a passenger from then on, aren't they? J-Man.
Late charge here, Davo. Late charge from Alex Sprague with Dan Harris. This is tight. This is tighter than I thought it was going to be. As we can see them now.
Turn 9.
Yep.
Through the
now
kick.
They come down to this 9.5, we'll call it.
9.5.
He's right on him. And the clock has run dead. So this is it. He knows that it's literally here. This is his opportunity. He's only got effectively 2 more corners after this one here. It's the final corner. They call it 2 corners. Here's a big look. Ranges up, right up on the rear bumper of Dan Harris. But Dan Harris is going to drive that off nice and square to take race 1 victory here at round 5. Beautiful job. Welcome to the chat. Like I said, Dan Harris turns up. He's happy about it.
McCartan, stellar job putting the car, the OPR GAMAFLARE SIMRACING car, across the line in 3rd. Sebastian Bade actually we applaud you. Stellar job to 9. Prout in 5th, Howard 6th, Scalzi 7th, Sid Ahmed Ben Jafar in 8th, Nick Asson in 9th, and Miles Burgess, J-Man, rounding out the top 10. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, very well done, drivers. A very, very good race. A fantastic performance right throughout the field.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really enjoyed that one, and it shapes up for a really interesting finale now, because I'm just looking down the list. I'm looking to see where Hugo Allen ended up, by my calculation, finished a very respectable 11th after having to make a pit stop on lap 3 to repair damage. So I reckon that that's the measure of a champion. The fact that he drove that crabbing Porsche back into the lane, got it all fixed up, and by gosh, nearly made a top 10. He was literally, I think, maybe 0.8 of a second away from making the top 10 again. So applaud Hugo and his efforts on that one. But that one there, Dan Harris, take a bow. It was a beautiful race, and capitalised on the moment and defended beautifully at the back end.
Absolutely, J-Man. And it will just set us up here for an even more intense race 2 here, the feature coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. Quickly, while we are in the break, we need to remind everybody about the Get a Sim competition, brought to you by GAMAFLARE, Supercars NZ, Matchfit Entertainment, SIMBLACKS, and Mozza Racing also on board with this giveaway. Look at that bit of kit. Get your phones out, ladies and gentlemen. Scan that QR code. You too could be maybe racing a Porsche Cup car around St. Petersburg next time. I think it's only a couple of weeks away, the draw on that. Free to enter. There is some terms and conditions. I think it is New Zealand only. But definitely get amongst that and sign up. Free to enter, ladies and gentlemen. Get a sim. You too could get amongst it with these boys. And yeah, awesome stuff. What else have we got going on? We have got Matchfit Events actually has the Modelo 450 coming up. Entries, registrations open for that as well.
July the 5th. Good stuff.
July the 5th, GT3 cars around Modelo for 450Ks. It sounds awesome. What better way to spend your afternoon? And you might be in that new rig from the Get a Sim. So, it's all happening all at the same time here, ladies and gentlemen. So, links to the Matchfit Events Discord are in the video, the description. So get over to Matchfit Events and sign up for the Modelo 450. Thank you again. We will thank all of our supporters as always. The likes of GAMAFLARE, SIMBLACKS. Obviously, welcome all of our regular viewers on Sky 83 and all of our legend followers here at Matchfit Entertainment. Once again, for joining us. Remember, please, guys, hit the like and subscribe button. Support Matchfit Entertainment. If you're not watching this on Matchfit Entertainment, you're in the wrong place. So get over to Matchfit and hit us up with a like. And support Matchfit Entertainment and Supercars NZ in the process. J-Man, so much going on, there is. We even though we're sort of coming up to that sort of in between seasons sort of time of the year again before we roll into the iRacing winter season. That we have got so much going on. Obviously, we've got competitions. We've got the Modelo 450 coming up. Guys are probably coming off the back end of tonight just thinking, how do I sign up for this again? So, look, you've got to get over to, the Supercars NZ Discord. Links in the description. And, get amongst it. Get over there. See what's going on. And, yeah, sign yourself up. They got their next V8 Supercar Series, Winter Series coming up, and obviously they run a GT3s, and now quite possibly another Porsche Cup Series. So get amongst it, ladies and gentlemen. And while you're there, sign up for the Mugello 450 $2,000 prize pool. You too could be going in the draw for that. All you got to do is turn up on the day and wrestle a GT3 car around Mugello for a couple of hours. Trophies and free merch and the like as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get these boys on the grid. J-Man, do you want to look at the points again and just unpack that any further? I don't think we need to. Hugo, bad luck for him, but recovered well into 11th in that first round.
Yeah, it does enough. I think Hugo, you'll find, has done enough. Obviously, 150 points on offer. Counting down in points of 10 increments, so down to 10th. So, lost a whack there. Definitely lost a whack.
Yeah.
Dan Harris turning up probably helped him to a degree over Stefan McCartan. Obviously, it was Alex Sprague and in second, and then going back. So it mitigated, I guess, some of the damage as opposed to maybe potentially McCartan winning and taking max points out of that one. So still plenty to play for, though, because more importantly for me was about probably the minor placings with Sprague and Cooper Prout as well. There's a lot going on there between those guys, Stefan McCartan included. So just watch the space as we do see the cars go to grid and form up, ready for what will be 35 minutes in this feature race. And look, race one, anything to go off of this is going to be an absolute ripper.
Oh, mate. The last night of any series is always so exciting. It is for us as well. These boys really seem to lift in the final couple of rounds, and particularly the final round. We are about to go green, ladies and gentlemen, so Davo will just stop banging on about it, and we have got lights up, ladies and gentlemen. Final race for the SCNZ 2026 SIMBLACKS Porsche Cup Series. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going. We are off. Look at Bade in the background.
Yeah, and he has got Sprague covering straight away, but Sprague down the inside. I think that was of Matt Howard.
That was Bade. That was Bade, and I think it's someone else there. Scalzi got tangled up in the background as well, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'll tell you who did miss it. Dan Harris missed it. He managed to get around that. So did Hugo Allen. And so watch the space as we do see this. Like I mentioned, it was a reverse 10, inverted 10 from race one. So there's a lot of heavy hitters starting out of that 10. But Miles Burgess, I believe, is leading the way now. The 193 car over Cooper Prout. Oh, hang on. We'll just have a bit of a shuffle. Yeah, there we go. Cooper Prout with a solid position. And he's got Nick Aston really attacking him. Sprague in a good position off that one as well. So not too much drama, although Sebastian Bade, we saw him go from the penthouse to the other house is very, very quickly.
Very damn quickly, J-Man. And hence, big reverse grid fields like this. Look, there's a whole bunch of things. It's like this plus this plus this plus street circuit, and that's what it equals. It is just incredibly exciting, but incredibly painful for the boys when they get it wrong. J-Man.
Here we go. Sorry, Alex Sprague on Nick Aston. Aston missed the apex there, and that would have been down into what was turn 4 and missed it. That gave all the opportunity that Sprague needed to get through, and now he gets to set sights on Cooper Prout. This is the battle. These guys are battling for the minor placings in this championship, and this is super important for them. Alex Sprague, 448 points, plays 481 leading into this round. sorry, you know, if J-Man goes quiet, we have the race leader just run wide at the final corner now. So that allows Cooper Prout through to the lead. Now, that is the one I was talking about. Prout, third in the championship. Got Alex Sprague sitting in P3. They've got a very, very quick Dan Harris coming at them, though. Currently out of P5, up 5 spots already. And Hugo Allen as well, our series leader. This is 7 well, currently 7th. Really just has to circulate here in this final one to seal the deal. And look, he'll just know how hard to push in this one based on the little mistake that was made, having to recover in race 1, Davo. But it is all going off at the top end of town at the moment. Miles Burgess with just an unforced out, braked himself into the turn 13-14. Gets back into his rhythm, and Sprague will be thinking, I just want to get through and race me mate here. A bit riding on this. Ahmed Benjafer just succumbs to the late lunge there. The beautiful execution from Hugo Allen down the left-hand side.
Yeah,
gets it done.
No mucking around from Allen. What's going on in front here? This Daniel Harris and Nick Aston, J-Man, very intense. I mean, these guys really do want to get a wriggle on because they know Hugo's coming. And now he's not just coming to get him. He's actually already there.
Yes, he is.
Daniel Harris goes past. Oh, is there contact? Look at this. They launch over the turn 2 curb there. Here's the little wriggle and change of direction there. Very tricky stuff as we look over the rear wing of Harris's car.
Logan Howard slides down the inside of Kyle Burke there, Davo, and that was that back up to that turn 4. So they have a big run out of 3 all the way down to 4 before they get to this complex set of corners that sees them go through 4 all the way up to turn 9. Very intricate part of the racetrack, and it's probably quite important to get that one done before they get to the tightest part of the race circuit. But it was a nice little slide job down the inside there. It's a popular move. No mistakes this time, Davo, for Miles Burgess at turn 14. Managed to get that one nicely squared up. So looking at the lap times, he's in the hunt. 12.3 last lap round for Prout. Oh, sorry, it was actually 11.7, plays a 12.3, plays a 12.4 for Sprague. And that'll be by way of just tucked up in the dirty air there, looking for a way past. And he's got to get a move on because Dan Harris, Hugo Allen, they are coming for sure. 11.9 for Dan Harris and a 12.6 for Hugo Allen. That would have been by way of a bit of traffic, just dispatching Nick Aston in the recent past. Oh, who was that? That's Dyson Freeman, was it, Davo? He had a run wide down at 14.
Yeah, the replay just picking up on Freeman.
Yep.
Yeah, running deep at 14 there. No contact, and yeah, but losing a couple of positions nonetheless. So top end of the field has spread a little. Prout away. Burgess and Sprague, although locked in a battle. Harris with a very short gap on Allen. I suspect that won't stay like that for too long, as Allen already passed Aston and on the move. Scholesy tucked in behind in 7th. Sid Benjamin in the background in 8th. Matt Howard in 9th. And of course, none other than Stephen McCartan running in 10th there.
Oh, check this out. This is 3 wide. Sorry, I was just picking up on the Haywood, Vaughan Martin, Jonathan Turner. We're 3 wide down into 1. And, man, that was intense. It was super intense.
Awesome stuff. The boys still at it. Side by side. There, Martin having a bit of a sniff back on Turner.
So where,
thought better.
Sorry, mate. Where has, so Cooper Prout now over Alex Sprague and Dan Harris, Hugo Allen, where has, I'm just trying to look for the driver that was in between the Miles Burgess now back to P17 with a very, very bent Porsche Cup car. So I just might have missed the pickup on what happened there, but Burgess has gone backwards, and I did hear race control light up. I didn't hear the numbers, so hopefully nothing too sinister gone on there. But however, we do have a fantastic fight now. Cooper Prout's got an air gap, but look at Sprague, Harris, and Allen go at it. And actually, Sprague just gets right out of that, says he didn't want any part of it. Literally got well out of that, Davo. I'm not sure whether he's got an issue or whether he just didn't want to be a part of that fight. But look at this battle. Hugo Allen, Dan Harris. This is a battle. Okay, I'm going to answer my own question, Davo. Car 50 with a drive-through penalty on the 193, so there was something there that went untoward. And unfortunately, that is going to see Alex Sprague go through pit lane unconventional styles, and that really probably takes him out of that Cooper Prout fight, who for the championship minors, which Cooper Prout still leading this race over Dan Harris and Hugo Allen. It's pretty hard to take your eyes off of that one as well, David. I see you picking up on the replay there, bit of feeling there between McNamara and I'm not sure who the other car was. Was it Paul Booth?
Might have been Booth there, J-Man.
Yeah. But yeah, we get to see one of New Zealand's finest now go to work on Dan Harris and pay Dan Harris a bit of credit. He drove beautifully in race one, and he's defended beautifully at the back end from Sprague, but we'll see how he goes now with Hugo Allen, championship elect, right on the rear bar at the moment.
Yes, plenty of action going on. These cars look surprisingly comfortable on this circuit, J-Man. I don't know what it is, but they do seem to just get their power down just at the right points. And the rear end Porsche squat, it's definitely a thing that I think that is Kyle Burke just sneaking into the lane. Is that right? Yes, it is. As we get up the pointy end once again, Daniel Harris, like a J-Man, has been calling in the background there.
You just noticed Hugo Allen, there's the even 3-2s, 1-2-3, just allowed to just place the car a little shallower at the apex. Even there, as they come off of 9 there, he was just a little shallower everywhere. So he's just like a little bit of siding the apex, but maybe a little bit of luxury of get out of cadence, break the car behind Dan Harris at the moment, and just keep that gap nice and steady as we see them at the big bounce through turn 12, and they come here at 13-14, goes a little wider, looks to square up the corner, that run down across the finish line. We'll see what these numbers look like through. It was an 11-7 for Cooper Prout. And these boys just run through with 11-9s respectfully as well. So Prout's still making ground, and that could be by way of maybe the car placement for Dan Harris is a little defensive as Hugo Allen gets an awkward kick off the curb there. Yeah. Runs it perilously close to the concrete, but I guess that's what you got to do.
Well, you know what happened last time you did that, J-Man?
Yeah, I do. He'll be aware of that. And look, this would be well enough, but, you know, races are races. And you know that this guy probably want to go to the front. And at the moment, Cooper Prout is doing a beautiful job to hold this one out. Scholesey's doing a nice job too, Davo. P4, got a bit of fresh air over Nick Aston at the moment. And obviously a good air gap up the road of around about 5.5 seconds to that battle we were just looking at with Allen and Harris. Stefan McCartan looking to put a move on Benjamin.
Oh, he's got it. He's got him covered, hasn't he? That's Sturrock in the background there. Obviously, as well, keeping McCartan honest.
Yeah.
Multiple different lines we've seen from the drivers here.
Oh, and that was a tickle up from Logan Howard, and that was on the back. of Casey Sturrock. And I think that was potentially because Sturrock made a rolled out of the throttle looking to go for that, that pit stop, that required pit stop. Yeah, so we'll see what this looks like. Okay, so Sturrock in and out, and that was effectively based on the numbers. Giving some predictives, it still looks good here on predictives to get well up the field once the other guys make their stops, but he was around about 10 seconds, around about by my calculations, but my data has been a little bit tricky lately, Davo. Yeah, around about 41 seconds out of the race as far as things. Logan Howard now in the lane. Oh, so sorry, Dave. I missed it while I was looking at that pit lane action. So clearly Hugo Allen threw on Dan Harris there. I missed that. I'm not sure if you picked up on that one, but that was an important move out of a battle that's been pressing on for a while.
Yeah, down into that final corner there, J-Man, and
yep, tucks it down the inside.
Just gets it done. Both the boys left each other enough space. Pretty much a 101 pass from a couple of talented boys there leading up the pointy end of the race here. So Alan with, maybe Harris is thinking, well, look, Alan's got more pace than me. I can't hold him out. Who knows? Prout, however, J-Man heading through one and bouncing over two and starting to range up on some out of position cars here. Oh, and just
awkward, but he gets it done, and he could probably shout that man a beer afterwards because he
only just saw him, mate.
I reckon there was a quick flash in the mirror there and saw it and turned left instead of right, which was actually favourable for Cooper Prout, and he needs that at the moment. 3.8 seconds is the margin, around about a half a second off of the lap time that Hugo Allen ran last time. So just watch that space, that gap. Based on predictive numbers, will shorten pretty quickly. We do have 19 and a half minutes left to run in this race. We've obviously got a fair few pit stops to undertake at the moment. We know that there's a good handful of drivers that have already got in around that lap 10 to lap 13 mark, gotten in already and revitalised the fuel or whatever they've had to do to those cars and run this one home. 35 minutes by Porsche standards isn't a duration for these cars. They'll happily run for an hour, I would think, on this tyre, and if they had a full tank of fuel available, it wouldn't be an issue. Just see Hugo Allen, Davo, through that turn 2-3 section, really asks a lot of the curb and asked a lot of the slipstream there from one of the backmarker cars, and very nearly had a little bit of contact. So he's looking for every inch on that margin that has actually ever so slightly increased in the last half a lap, back out to 3.9, nearly 4 seconds now for Cooper Prout. A little bit of inconsistencies in the current positions based on some of the guys having made their stops, Davo, and I'm talking probably primarily about looking at Miles Burgess has made a stop as well. He was the unfortunate benefactor from the incident that cost Alex Sprague a drive-through, however, still chipping away nicely. P18 and has made a stop by my calculations. Also, Casey Sturrock, we talked about him making that stop of around 10 seconds. Finds himself in 12th position with a fair few cars ahead of him to make the stop. Now, I know you're a fan of the paint job on this car, Davo, and he is tracking quite nicely, heading towards the mid-phase of this race, or possibly at the mid-phase. Just got to see where my clock is. Yeah, it's close. Sees himself go up to 9th now, 8th, as we see cars ahead of him pit stopping.
Yeah, that was Turner going in. Actually gave Turner a little bit of a tap on the rear bar there too. Just to,
okay, it's actually 17th.
Just to push him in there. Allowed Howard to actually get even closer to the back of Stoick's car. So
yeah,
yeah, tricky little. And look, I think I've said it the last few weeks here about the pit entries and exits on US. Particularly US street circuits are awful.
Who's that facing the wrong way as they come through?
I don't know, you tell me, J-Man. Who is, what we do know though, is Cooper Prout still leading the race with a healthy gap over Hugo Allen, broken away from Harris, who has broken away from Aston.
Yeah, Matt Howard's still in the hunt there with Nick Aston.
Oh,
That's a good little battle forming as well. So I do believe that for me, I think, where is he? I'm just looking, sorry, I'm looking for the driver I was looking for, which is Casey Starrick. Now, what was Casey Starrick's in P10 and has pit stop. So Paul Booth showing me a pit time as well, but not really. Maybe that was something else. But Casey Starrick, I think, still's going to come back into this one and really challenge the top 5 here. Cooper Prout in, Davo. This is an important one from the lead of the race. So 10.3 on the jack. On lap 16 is Cooper Prout. So remember that number, Hugo Allen. And look to match or better that a little bit later in the piece. Try and bridge what was around about a 3.2 second margin at the time of that stop. And Prout comes straight back out into traffic. And that is Vaughan Martin asking for a tow. So it's gone wrong for the Martin's plastering car. The new paintwork gets a buff up. So, Cooper Prout tucks in nicely, an 8th position, pit stop done. Tucked in behind Nico Scalzi. And was that Scalzi just... Okay, no, it's not Scalzi on track. There's somebody else in between them. There's one of the back markers let him go, Davo. So, race leader now sitting in 8th. So, car 8. Currently P8. As he sees a car in front of him, pit stop, and that is Nico Scalzi to the lane, and Matt Howard and Nick Aston, so that immediately elevates Cooper Prout back up to 5th with still the 4 in front of him to make their stops. Hugo Allen, last lap round was an 11.8, personal best of 11.6, so he is on the absolute edge here as far as lap times, Davo. He's got this thing percolating for him. Safety car is called. Does this come at a great time or not for Cooper Prout? So this could be good or bad, Davo, for me, for my money, for Cooper Prout, because if the cars don't hover around that 80% mark, as Hugo Allen to the lane, what does this do? What does this do?
What it does is open up the pit lane, because everybody now ripping in.
This is going to give Prout the lead under safety car. He will be the car that that picks up the safety car from the lead of this race. But what it's going to do, it's a free kick. It is a free kick for all of those behind him to get back on the train. And that car in front of Cooper Prout, and that is the, just trying to pick up who that car is. He is a lap down. Okay. So we'll just take a moment to unpack as we see the safety truck out there. And it will pick up Cooper Prout, Davo. Here he comes. And that other car will fly on by as Cooper Prout tucks in behind. The next car to be on the scene will be Hugo Allen, and he turns up there at a rate of knots. Dan Harris as well. So this sets up a great finale for the final. What'll be around about 10 odd minutes, I think, by the time the safety car will do, I would think, this lap, and probably peel off the next one as we see them come down. They're heading down to turn 12, 13 as we speak. Whew, chance to catch the breath, Davo, for this.
Oh, yes, yes.
Effectively a race restart. We know that what comes
Pretty
from
much.
safety cars is a lot of action.
Pretty much, J-Man. And always exciting, particularly at this late stage of the race with a safety car situation. The guys are all G'd up, they're warmed up, they're focused, they know where they want to be. Although obviously some of the boys like Prout that have found themselves in the right position at the right time, and potentially with gaps behind them, have now really got to focus because that gap has now disappeared. So, Jamie, I'm nervous actually for the boys. I think around.
You won't be as nervous as Cooper Prout, who's just questioning race control on the restart procedure. That's how nervous he is. He has got.
Didn't you get the memo, Cooper?
Well, none of he's been in this position in a little bit. Certainly not the Porsches. Right, so he's got the memo. Safety car away. 80 to 90k an hour. This field will hold. The nerves will build. The tension rises, Davo. This is the finale. This is round 5. This is race 2. Cooper Prout leads this stacked field over Hugo Allen, Dan Harris, Stefan McCartan.
He's right there. He's right there.
Yeah.
Boothie's there too. We did see Boothie getting tangled up there earlier. You were asking what car that was. That is Booth's yellow and red car, who has actually found himself in a really good position, given everyone's stopped now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, safety cars in the lane. This will be up to Cooper Prout now when he goes, and he picks up the throttle on the exit of 14. There'll be no passing until the control line, so he can get themselves set up.
Yeah, well, no problem for Alan, because there's no way who's going to keep up with Prout there. So
No.
as we go through 1, double apexing 1, and jump over 2, and this is where it gets sketchy immediately in the lap.
So here we go. Like I mentioned,
Oh, look at this
8.5
one. Look at
minutes
this
remaining.
one. Booth. In behind Booth there, that was Aston, Howard and Sturrock. 3, oh, it might not have been Sturrock actually. 3 wide.
Oh, it still goes on. Aston's got to run down the right-hand side here.
It's definitely not over yet. This one.
Here comes Logan Howard with a move too in the back of shot. He's getting down there as well. And Prout defends down into 14. We saw Hugo Allen, Davo, earlier put a beautiful move on Dan Harris down there. And I'll tell you what, someone might have sent the memo to Cooper Prout because he covered that. Prout with a huge moment through 2, picks up too much curb, gets an awkward bounce, gives Hugo Allen an opportunity, but he covers, holds him off. Right in the mouth there for Cooper Prout, eyes forward. Using every bit of road, these two drivers out the front at the moment. Dan Harris got the box seat to watch what's going on. He'll be there to capitalise on any moments like he did in race 1. He got to witness Hugo Allen tag the wall, grab the treats. He's a little bit further back in this one, and it's going to be an absolute masterclass of a race there, because once again, you see Prout cover the inside down the final turn. Plenty going on through the pack as well, Davo. Lots of tight quarter battles all the way down. I reckon Allen's going to try and construct something here for a turn 4 brake duel, Dave. I reckon that's where he's going to try and set this one up. They're out there at this point now. He's not close enough this time through. Just looking at the car positioning, the way he's been setting the car up, he knows that Prout's covering down to 13, 14 every lap. It's probably going to be not a lot of opportunity there. This is all single file up through the staircase from 4 all the way up to 9. Not a lot of opportunity through there without immense amount of risk. And we can see just the little gap now that Prout pulled through that section of the racetrack, just by way of having clear sight to the apex. And who was that around? That was in front of Sebastian Bade. Bade did a good job not to tag that wall too hard as well.
Yeah, plenty going on at the restart there. Jet Adams also picked up on the replay. They're just turning the car unforced. Just asking too much of the rears there. And again, you just get out of the roof cab of Hugo's car there, and Cooper's so high in the air out of 2 there. They literally launch these cars off the ripple strip on T2 there.
Oh, little tag on the wall for Prout there.
Well, it's a little bit more than a little tag. A lot of sparks going on there. So.
Yeah, tipped it in at turn 8 there and just rubbed it on the way out. Just carried that track width up a little bit. And look at him, has to cover down to 10.
It's made for an intense battle in the final stages here. Daniel Harris in the background.
On the radio.
So it's going to be tight here.
Oh, here we go. Didn't cover enough at the final turn. Is this the run that Allen needed? It's going to be tight down to 1. He's got a slight overlap. Look for some side draft down here. How much space does Prout give him? There is a slightly wider line through 1 if you can take it. Does take it. It's going to take away the opportunity through 3. Bounce off the curb. A little bit of contact. They both get through there though. Settle the car down for turn 3.
And here's Harris.
And Harris on the scene now, and immediately Prout has to cover.
Harris, no slouch. We have already quickly worked out. So, and then Harris's proximity there has actually had caused Prout to just take a little bit of an evasive action there, slowing the car, slowing his progress, and given Allen a little bit of a gap there, considerable gap actually, J-Man, very quickly.
Yeah, look at the back of shot, who's there too. No surprises to see the 051 of McCartan still in the hunt here. He is never far away. So, there's always the OPR GAMAFLARE SIMRACING Porsche of Stefan McCartan throughout the series has always been in the hunt, hence the position in the championship. He has been right in the hunt. So Hugo Allen though gets that job done, and Prout now has to think about Dan Harris here for what will be, looking at the timer, just under 3 minutes left to run. Minute 11s, minute 12s. So we only got a couple left in this one, Davo, and that'll be curtains for the series.
Yeah, it will. It will. Till next time.
Yeah,
At
till the
least,
next
anyway.
time. Like what I'm seeing here out of Dan Harris on the attack now on Prout. Prout, I don't think, has actually given up on Allen, but he's going to need a mistake or something special based on the lap numbers. Howard and Sturrock still going at it too, a little further back, David. That's a fantastic battle that's formated throughout the course of this race as well, and that's far from over. Nick Aston recently on the radio wasn't too happy about something in car 4, currently sitting P10, just ahead of Nico Scalzi. That rounds out the 10, but right now, oh! What has gone on here? So that was that a bit of mischief between Cooper Prout and Dan Harris? I think it was. I think there's a little bit of okay, no further action for car 4's incident. Play on. Davo, what was the pickup between Prout and Harris there? Did you pick up on that?
There it is in the replay there, into one. Big dive from Harris there. Could not address the car speed and made contact with Prout. But well, I think they've sorted it out. What it's done is just allowed Stefan there to just sneak ever closer to these guys.
Yeah, hey, look, this will be the final lap too, Davo, that they're just embarking. So, like I said, this is the final hurrah here, and Hugo Allen, after that, certainly comfy now, 3.3 seconds after that, I guess that little challenge from Dan Harris's Cooper Prout now gets too much curb, 2-3, and that's going to give Harris a run, but he tags the wall out of 3. Negates the opportunity for a pass down to 4.
Pretty much.
In the meantime, sitting there going, it's the last lap, boys, keep doing it, and have a crack.
McCartan looks, in McCartan's terms, looking very subdued. He's just in there chasing. Normally we see him right up in their face and fighting for position. But like you said, he looks like he's just sitting back watching these boys go at it. And staying out of it, and again, wrong side. And look at the guard interlock there between the two Porsches. And it is a thing with these Porsches because they are very bulgy in the guards. Allen goes across the line to take the win, but look at this lot. It's not over. They get across the line.
Stuff.
Prout, Harris, McCartan, that is Booth, Benjamin, Howard, Sturrock, Sweeney, and Nick Aston rounding out the top 10. Then we got Scalzi, Turner, Burgess. Very close succession, obviously, after that safety car very late in the race. Adams, Howard, Hayward, Callahan, and Freeman very, very close there as well, J-Man. So, cracking finish there. We have got to applaud all the boys for surviving yet again. Another crazy street circuit here to round out the feature race here in the final round of SCNZ's 2026 SIMBLACKS Porsche Cup, brought to you by All Ports, not All Ports, bloody hell, I got that wrong. Brought to you by GAMAFLARE and SIMBLACKS, ladies and gentlemen. I correct myself. How dare I wash your mouth out?
Hey pal, you just blowing some stupid down?
Yeah,
absolutely. Anyway,
hey,
look, I'm going to press on,
well,
Davo, with the.
Well,
with the
I would hope you do, because you've only got 10 minutes, mate.
Yep, no, absolutely. Hey, I believe I've got. Is this Dan Harris in the house?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
G'day, Dan.
yes.
Hey, mate. you know, we're just gonna applaud you, and we're just gonna take a bow. That was a fantastic performance. P1 and then P3 tonight. First time that we've had that name, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, but that's the first time that the Matchfit boys have had the luxury of watching you go to work. And tonight, mate, what a fantastic effort. Amongst the battles, I think race 2 was spectacular towards the back end with Cooper Prout. You must be pumped about that effort, Dan.
Yeah, pretty good. Jared McLeod has been running this, and he's actually sitting in the sim rig that is behind me. So I've been keeping an eye on him run races each week. So I knew about the series, and I initially wasn't available on Wednesdays, so figured I had a couple of practice laps at St. Pete, sent boys a message and went, hey, can I give it a whirl? And yeah, I didn't expect to be on the podium, so yeah, happy with that.
Yeah, no, hey, look, fantastic performance. That one there, PB in race trim of 11.9, super quick car. You obviously had that thing hooked up. Just talk to us about that run there. You obviously inverted 10, and I thought you did a nice job yourself, and Hugo Allen did a really, really respectable job coming through that field, and all looked pretty civil, and the pit stop looked like it worked out really nicely. I think out of the top 3, you were fastest in the trap there for the stop, so you know, well accustomed to the pit stops here, mate. And look, everybody looked to play relatively fair with you that one, and especially in race 2.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes. I was a bit away with the fairies a few times, but I mean, Hugo, with Hugo just behind me, it's a lot of pressure having an 86 champion up your ass. So I just kind of let him go in the end. He was a lot quicker than me in the last corner, and thought I'd let him and Cooper battle it out. And yeah, the pit stop was a bit of luck with dropping a lap. I dropped a bit of fuel last second. But yeah, a few mistakes that I probably could have not made, and would have probably been closer in the pit stops.
No, awesome stuff, mate. Hey, well, look, like I said, we applaud you. The performance was beautiful to watch. You had us fully entertained all night, and you know, that's great for us, mate, to see those performances. And well done on that cameo performance, I would say, actually, Dan. It was really cool to watch. And look, if you've made it down for a chat to us, mate, you've obviously had a good night, and always a great opportunity, mate, at the end of it, for you to maybe shout out some of your supporters or your sponsors. Obviously, everyone in the modern era seems to have a bit of support out there, mate. So the floor's yours if you want to give anyone a shout out.
Well, I guess I'll shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/Dano579. And then the boys at SimCoach, simcoach.co.uk for setups, because I just ripped the setup straight from there and chucked it on, and it was good enough for podium in each race. So yeah, very, very good setup. And yeah, I think that's about it. And effect simulations, of course.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Well said. Dan Harris, take a bow, mate. Fantastic performance. And I certainly hope it's not the last time we'll see you, mate. Pretty damn handy out there at the moment. So wouldn't mind seeing you at the Mugello 450 coming up in July. That'd be a great performance to see. But appreciate your time, Dan. Thanks heaps.
Thanks, boys.
There you go. That is Dan Harris. Well, if you didn't know that name before, it's certainly amongst the elites on that one tonight. And look, no Cooper Prout here for us tonight. So we're going to go straight to the top of the tree. And Hugo Allen has just had a fantastic season. We've got him on board. The mic will be live. Hugo, you got us?
Yep, sure do.
Mate, another outstanding performance tonight. We won't dwell on the little whoopsie in race 1, but other than it was a beautiful recovery, right on the cusp of making it back inside the 10 after that. But more importantly, Hugo, obviously, talk about the race 2 tonight. Some good performances from Cooper, and obviously Dan Harris joining the field tonight. Gave you just a little bit more of a challenge. And you know, overall the season as well, that's a championship title, another one to the collection for you, my friend.
Yeah, no, it's been a good season, but I think the racing all season in this class has always been really good. It's always been pretty clean up the front, at least from what I've seen. But yeah, no, just want to thank all my Barrys and Peters at Auto Moves Racing Team. I've been racing with them for about 3 or 4 months now, and just feel really welcome, just enjoying my time with it. So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, nice. And so, with another one done, Hugo, where does Hugo go from here? What's on the radar? For those, I'm sure you have a lot of support. Fans and followers. Where's Hugo go from here? What's the next scalp on the list, mate?
In terms of the sim racing stuff, we're looking at putting some stuff together for the Super Cup, for Esports Super Cup. So that's what we're trying to qualify for at the moment, which we're going all right in. So it'll just be a case of getting through to the regionals, and then top 8 in regionals go through, I think it is. So really just working hard for that. So doing series like this kind of keep your race fit and keep you going, and it keeps you going as well when you're not on track in the real world. So yeah, good.
And so how's the real world program going for those that don't know what you're up to, Hugo? And how is that going at the moment?
It's on the back burner a little bit, to be honest, just based on budget and stuff. It's motorsport. We've done a couple of years in the GR and won a championship, and it didn't really boost me to the places that I wanted it to boost me to. So we've had to step back a little bit, unfortunately, because it's just not worth going out and trying to get all the money to try and do it. Even if you win it, you're not going to end up with a whole lot. So that's just the game, it is what it is. So just got to find myself another opportunity to go racing, whether it's in a GT car or anything else. I'm really grateful for. So yeah.
Well, you're a super talented operator, both in the race car real life and in the sim, mate. I'm sure there is mega things to come. Watch this name and watch this space going forward. Those of you that don't know, watch this guy. He is someone that is going to be around for a very long time. We applaud the performances throughout the season, Hugo, and we really appreciate the fact that you joined us in this class, and certainly hope that we see more of you in the future, mate, because it's been an absolute pleasure.
For sure, yeah. The Supercars NZ boys always run a pretty good program, so we'll definitely be back. But yeah, thanks to you boys as well for being in the comms box. Makes the racing a bit more exciting as well. People come and watch. So I appreciate you boys as well.
For sure, awesome, Hugo. Look to talking to you in the future, mate. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers. There you go. Hey, Davo, have you got time for Cooper Prout, mate? I'd really love to have a quick word from him.
Absolutely, if he's there.
Yeah, I've got him here, and it's a night that I really wanted to.
Mate.
Yeah, I really wanted to talk to Cooper, because he saved, I believe, his best performance for the final round of the series. You got us on comms, Cooper?
Yeah, I'm all here.
Mate, you got to be happy with that one, my friend. That one was, for us up here in the booth, that was super entertaining. The pace was epic, well managed race there, coming back through the reverse 10. You happy with that performance, Cooper?
Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously, the safety car kind of butchered me up a bit, but other than that, definitely felt like the management that I did was to a good enough job to be able to hold the podium, which is good to finish there. It was great racing with Daniel and people like Daniel and Hugo. Obviously, Hugo's a bit quicker and a bit too good for me, but I was happy to hold on to the second in the end. Yeah,
look, I think you did a nice job, man. I want to just quickly touch on that. The coming up through the staircase up through 4. From 4 through to 9, you literally, the car and yourself looked super comfy there. Good defensive cover down to 13, 14 tonight. Unfortunately, that was the spot that he got that tiny little bit of overlap. You made a really, really nice effort to run down through 1, 2, and 3 side by side with him, and he just managed to prevail there. But I think the defence job as well, right to the end, we did catch all the moments there with obviously yourself and Dan Harris down to turn 1, and I think you come out of that nicely and held on for that second position, and deservedly so, Cooper. I think you've done a stellar job, and certainly bodes well going forward. I think you deserve to be here tonight, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think what me and my dad did with the setup worked pretty well. I felt like that's probably the best I've felt in the car for like a round. I feel like I've still not quite extracted as much as I could from myself, and hopefully if there's for next season I'll be able to get a bit more out of it.
Yeah, looking forward to it, mate. Hey, look, if you made it here, you've had a ripper of a night, and a great opportunity to shout out those people like your dad or sponsors or anyone that supports you before we let you go, Cooper. Well done, mate.
Yeah, just my family for watching, and my dad for helping me with the setup and also watching when he can. So yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, mate. And we are certainly looking forward to seeing you back on the grid next time out. Well done, mate.
Thank you. Sure. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. There you go, Davo. Hopefully I've given you enough time to pay some bills and look, that'll be J-Man signing up. Appreciate your Sky 83, GAMAFLARE, Supercars NZ, everybody that I'm sure Davo's going to rattle off. Davo, the floor's yours.
Hey, thank you, J-Man. You've done my job for me. Awesome stuff, and thank you. We're just going to thank all our viewers that's supported us throughout the series so far, and through the whole, I suppose, iRacing Autumn Series as well. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, support Matchfit Entertainment by watching these broadcasts at Matchfit Entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, please give us a like and hit the subscribe button and support us in doing so. And thank you everybody again for joining us here tonight for the final round at St. Petersburg in the SCNZ 2026 SIMBLACKS Porsche Cup Series. Bye for now.